The Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower, the Taj Mahal, some of the most iconic landmarks in our world today. Built across hundreds of years, these structures emit feelings of beauty and wonder. In today's world, we still admire these monuments from afar and sometimes try and create our own, but our icons are people and their actions. Things like Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, Conor McGregor's walkout, Tom Cruise's weird obsession with running, and Cristiano Ronaldo's Sue celebration. You know that was a fire intro. Doesn't it make you want to hit that subscribe button? Maybe just a little bit. I'm not going to waste any more time though. Let's get into the video. Chapter 1, because YouTube likes chapters for some reason. Before we even get to Ronaldo, we need to ask the all-important question, what makes the art of the celebration? Because you can be a great player and have a bad celebration, and you can be a bad player and have a good celebration. You could be Wardell Stephen Curry II with some of the craziest shots and celebrations in your bag. And a couple, well, Steph, man, what are we doing here? What is that? Or you could be one of the biggest busts in NFL history and have two of the most iconic college football celebrations of all time. I actually met Johnny Football one time at a bar with my buddy. Here is proof. I mean, he was at the bar, obviously. I was eating nachos watching OU destroy UTEP. Dylan Gabriel was the quarterback. I think it was 2022. Anyways, he was pretty chill. Glad he got to make some money on the Netflix documentary. And he's got a podcast now or something? I mean, who doesn't have a podcast at this? Where were we again? Going back to iconic celebrations, my point is you don't have to be the best player in the world to have the best celebration. So now we're back at square one. What makes a great celebration? Well, after poring over several minutes of footage and actually doing some research, did you not see the runtime on this video? I am not a good video essayist. I have kind of put these greatest celebrations into two different categories: movements and moments. 400 videos in, maybe I can make a point that makes sense.
Have you ever had a dream that you
Subscribe to AP Talk Sports. So these moment celebrations is when a gesture or movement is done to amplify an already awesome moment. Today we're not going to go into interview celebrations or post-game champagne showers or whatever this is, strictly in-game. Let's go back to Steph Curry for a minute. But more specifically, one of the most iconic moments in his career, you know, the put a ring on it. There's a ton of other huge moment celebrations like these in the NBA. For example, I could have used Jordan Shrug. But my point is that these are all pretty simple motions. The most iconic moment celebrations don't involve massive choreographed dances, just little gestures that magnify an already huge moment. Take the put a ring on it play. The Warriors are up 19 in a closeout game, and it's looking good, but it's only the third quarter. But Curry finally has a chance to get his finals MVP. And with way too much time left in the game, he proceeds to hit a crazy three and tell the entire Celtics crowd to give him his ring. What? It's an amazing celebration, but these moment celebrations aren't what define the athletes. Chapter 2. Let's define the athletes. Things like Justin Jefferson's Gritty or LeBron James's The Silencer are iconic celebrations that have gone way far past the original moment of that celebration. From Haley Welch clip farming and Ryan Trahan's 50 States in 50 Days series to Fortnite. Now that is officially the most internet sentence I have ever spoken aloud or written, actually. If you understood that, please go outside. But today we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo's Sue celebration. The most famous guy in the world has a number of celebrations in his bag, so what makes this one so important? Well, it all started in America, actually. Back in his Real Madrid days, Ronaldo was facing off against Chelsea, back when Hazard was on the team, a team that actually ended up placing third in the Premier League that year. But during the International Champions Cup, Ronaldo would open up the game by crashing the box at full speed without breaking stride. He heads the cross in for the goal, sliding it right by the goalkeeper, and then he heads to the corner to celebrate, which is pretty typical. But it looks like he's got something planned. He begins his vertical, putting his arms in an X, and then throwing him out once he hits the ground. A very rudimentary version of the Sue celebration we know today, as Ronaldo eventually started spinning around. And the name that I did look up, that is how you're supposed to pronounce it, comes from his fans hearing him yelling the word sí, which is Spanish for yes, and somehow morphed into Sue, which is what the move is called now. Whew, that was kind of weird to explain, wasn't it? Why? The move's just so iconic, there's no reason to explain it. It's been done in MMA, baseball, you name it. It's a movement. If you were to ask anyone what Ronaldo looked like on the field, it would be that moment. Him sprinting across the box, heading it into the goal, and running to the corner for that celebration. You don't explain that to someone in words, they just already know it. Or if you live in the greatest country in the world, where people don't really care about that kind of football, you just show them a video with the crowd noise turned on and they get it immediately. So we figured out moments, but when it comes to this movement, what makes the art of the celebration? Well, after all my minutes of research, I think it's because he's famous, guys. Yep, guys, I figured it out. He's the most followed person on Instagram, and as everyone knows, famous guy plus does thing equals iconic. Simple. But that's way too easy. He probably wouldn't do it if it was super lame, and he has a ton of other celebrations that he does that aren't as popular as this one. And there are no easy ways out. I want to be a respectable sports video analyst. Like I said, I do it for the love of the game. And we're only on page 4 of the script. I have to keep overanalyzing. Chapter 3, answering the question in the title. So when I think about these iconic movements, I believe it comes down to 3 things. Number 1, notoriety. Now that is just a fancy word for famous, so I guess past me does deserve a little bit of credit. Trust me, I would know. Have you seen my subscriber count? I can't put that in the video. If you want to create a cultural moment in your sport or league, you have to be relevant at least. Number 2, easily doable. Remember when the Seahawks would do those super fun coordinated celebrations before the no fun league shut it down? You're getting paid $50 million a year, Roger. Lighten up.
Here so I won't get fined.
Those were really cool, and while I think those could go in that category, that's about the limit. But when you're Chad Ochocinco and you start pulling out props, that's kind of where I draw the line. It's just harder to recreate that stuff in your backyard. Still really cool though, of course, otherwise we wouldn't be talking about it. Anyways, lastly we have number 3, which is timing. It's hard to categorize, but if a player has a movement celebration, it usually happens earlier in the career and allows the celebration to grow in popularity as they do. It becomes the image that we remember when we think of that player. Does any of that make sense? Chapter 4. So for the last time, what makes a great celebration? I guess it's about a lot of things. Simplicity, timing, swagger, all come to mind from just about 30 seconds ago. But if I were to put it into words, which I should because that's my job, and maybe that's why you clicked on this video, I don't know. Thank you, by the way, for sticking to the end. We're almost done. That celebration is like an exclamation. It turns just another goal or 3-pointer or touchdown into an iconic memory, because it's not just another dance move or a way to grab headlines. When done correctly, these iconic celebrations, they're art. So I think the way to put on a good celebration is pretty simple. Have a simple gesture that kind of encapsulates you as an athlete, because you don't need to overshadow the moment you've already created. You just need people to remember it. Man, that wasn't too bad. At least I didn't think so. Again, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. Subscribe for more sports, and I'll see you in the next one.